Hi there. Today's questions have to do with unplanned or unwanted pregnancies, and a lot of women are looking for a different alternative other than abortion, which is understandable because that's a very painful thing to have to go through mentally. Um, so the question is, can I ask my baby to leave? And this is sort of a two-part question. What we have to understand is that even if the baby was unplanned, in our mind, in our lives right now, there was a plan that we made with our baby before coming here that included this pregnancy right now. I can't tell you what that plan entails or why you chose it, but just know that if you are pregnant right now with your spirit baby and you don't want to be on this level, you did want to be on a soul level. That being said, that's not to talk you out of an abortion or asking the baby to leave, because that could be part of your soul's journey as well. So this is a tricky thing. This is a tricky thing. So you have to understand that this pregnancy was planned by your soul and your spirit baby for various reasons, whatever reasons those might be. But most of the time, babies come when they're not planned to act as some sort of catalyst, some sort of heart opener. They can help speed things up on our spiritual journey. They can help us prioritize things. Many times babies come when they're unplanned to help us get our shit together. So look at those reasons. Do you need to get your shit together? This baby could help you do it, but you have to take responsibility for, yes, okay, I need to make some changes. I need to start taking responsibility for this. I need to be open to this. I'm going to allow this, that sort of thing. So again, even though this wasn't planned here, it was planned there with your baby. All that being said, you can take this into account and you can still ask your spirit baby to leave. There's no formal way of doing this. Just you could have yourself your own private ceremony. Say something like, if it is for the highest good of all of us, I ask that my baby leave and come back at another time. You can do that by all means. Use if it is for the highest good. Because if you don't choose this pregnancy as a catalyst for whatever it is, then you might get a catalyst in a different way. And it might be harsher. So this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. But the best thing you can do is realize right now there's very little control, okay? In an aware, awake consciousness, unplanned pregnancies won't happen. We're in a time of transition right now, so now they still will, because they help people awaken. They do. They help people awaken. I did not plan my first two pregnancies, but oh man, huge spiritual catalyst, and you never regret a human being. So take all those into account. That's a lot to take in, and there's a lot of fear around unwanted pregnancies. I had a lot of fear the second time because I'm like, everything's going to change. My relationship with my first son's going to change. There was a lot of fear. It's all important. Every feeling you're having is important, and it's part of your evolution. So it is a tough position to be in right now if it's unplanned or unwanted. Let your baby guide you. There is no judgment around abortion, as I said in a previous question. There's no judgment, okay? You can't get this wrong. You just can't get it wrong. So be gentle with yourself, be open and allow, and your baby will still guide you into whatever direction you should take. So good luck, all right? Okay, the second question has to do with tests. You're already pregnant, and this happens far too often. Tests with the doctor, you know, how many times have I heard the story? And this was my story included, my first pregnancy. I was blissfully pregnant until I went to the doctor and had this test, or until I went to the doctor and they made me scared. It happens too much. It happens too much. And let me just be clear, I'm not going to mince words here. The medical industry, as it is right now, is a huge part of the problem, not the solution, okay? Doctors, with some exceptions, are mostly fear-based. They look for the things that are wrong. They look for the things that you should be fearful about. They treat pregnancy as you're sick. So they're going to want you to have all these tests, especially if you're over 40 or especially if you're over that. It's all fear-based. It all pisses me off. But again, it's a catalyst. So I went to my first, appointment blissfully happy. The doctor, I left crying. It was a horrible experience. It made me worry for weeks, but the catalyst there was I dropped the medical establishment because I'm like, okay, this is not how I want to be treated. This is not how I want my pregnancy to be treated. And instead found a wonderful midwife. Ended up dropping that for unassisted home birth, but that's so I could fully listen to my intuition. But again, the catalyst here is if you have all these tests, if the doctors are making you fearful, the lesson here is to take back your power. If you're getting instilled with fear, listen to, I'm not going to tell you to dump doctors, even though I think everybody should, but no, I think everyone should do what they feel safest doing. Listen to yourself. If something is making you fearful, look in a different direction. Okay? If someone telling you there's something wrong and there isn't, or you really should have this test, listen to yourself, listen to your baby. This is a huge part of the role the babies are playing in now. It's helping us take our power back, listen to our intuition above anybody else, including and especially doctors who are not the authority of us, our bodies, or our babies. Period. I will not apologize for saying that, okay? We are the ones in charge, our bodies and our babies. That is it. The Holy Trinity when it comes to pregnancy. That's it. Don't let anyone else take your power away. You can tell I feel very strongly about this. I've read too many horror stories. There's too much around here how births are hijacked, pregnancy's hijacked. It makes me angry. Now, granted, there are some instances where testing, I know one in particular where one worked out exactly the way it should, and thank goodness for this test. That is the rarity though, okay? Most of us just don't need them. We don't need them. If your body or your baby is saying you should really get a test, listen to that first. It's really about taking your power back and listening to your intuition. And if something's making you fearful, then dump that shit. Dump it. And hopefully within the next few years, we will see a renaissance in the birthing community. We're starting to see it now, but it needs to be much more rapid. And I do believe as people are waking up more rapidly that things will happen that will change what's happened to the birth industry because it's disgusting. But yes, it's opening it up now. It's opening up, and this is part of the role that the babies are coming. They're opening up to the ways it should be. I had unassisted home births. People told me, that's impossible, that's not safe. It was not only possible, it was absolutely the best way for me to have it. It was the way I felt safest. And that's what I tell everybody, whether you're in a hospital, a birth center, with a midwife, or unassisted, do it the way you feel the safest. Don't listen to anybody, not even me. Listen to yourself and your baby. And that's the most important thing. All right? I'll catch you next time.